What's up, guys? This is Jack from Four Corners Car Culture, and I realized, in my description it says I'm out here to buy a supercar, and that's true, but I don't feel like we've looked at really the supercars that I'm looking to buy today. So today we're going to check out one of the most underrated budget supercars on the market today. And also a few more that are kind of in an affordable range, but definitely more to come, so stay tuned. What's up, guys? So we're starting our day out at Pikes Peak Acura. You can check out a lot of their cars on preferredpreowned.com, so go check it out. All the cars that we're going to check out today are for sale, as always. Alright guys, check it. It's a bit windy out, so I apologize if the audio is not great, but this is the first car that we are checking out today. This is a perfect spec M4 BMW. I mean, just check this out. White exterior, you've got this sweet exposed carbon roof, and then we'll check out the inside in a second here, but red leather inside, got the huge black wheels right there, which are just awesome. So we're gonna take it for a test drive. This is one of the cars that I am considering getting for my fun car. Now, is it a supercar? I don't know about that. I don't know. Alright guys, check it out. Maybe the best bargain supercar out there right now, the 2017 Acura NSX. And I'm going to tell you 5 reasons why this car is a phenomenal buy right now, because it's going to appreciate in value really soon here. Check this out. So the Acura NSX, as everyone's aware, this is the second generation. The first generation car is already appreciating. It's got great pedigree, great heritage, and everyone knows the name of the NSX if you know anything about cars. Now, this one is not as highly renowned as the old NSX actually, but still a phenomenal driving car. And this one in particular actually has a lot of great add-ons. You've got this carbon fiber spoiler, you have the beautiful red leather interior that you can check out right here. And the paint color, the black, white, and red combination is just an incredible combination. One of the best specs that you can get right here. Another reason why this NSX is going to start appreciating is because of the low production numbers. Now, in the US, only 9,000 of these units were sold, and worldwide there were less than 20,000 ever sold, and then they ended production. So this car coming in at just under 20,000 units is a very rare car that is going to really impact this resale value coming up here, I think, pretty soon. Now, you have a recipe for cars that appreciate. You look at other appreciating cars like the old NSX, the Porsche 911R, and similar cars to that, and this kind of has a few elements of that recipe. So another reason is that this is a supercar, and so when you get down to the recipe of what makes a car appreciate in value, it has to be rare and it has to be a desirable car. And now performance cars tend to have that desirability factor a little bit better than your standard low-run cars. You can't just have a bad low-run car and have it appreciate in value. This car, everyone who drives it actually loves it. You have a lot of reviews that say that it's a phenomenal car overall, but the sales numbers and the hype around it just don't really meet up with expectations. And so that's maybe one reason why this car is so rare, is that expectations were so high for it after all the hype that was created before its release. And then maybe it didn't quite hit that hype and people were a bit disappointed, understandably. This car also is a hybrid drive system. So in a sense, it's almost future-proof. We're looking at a 3.5 liter 6-cylinder engine in the back, which drives the rears, and a hybrid system in the front, which drives the front wheels. Now, this is like a budget LaFerrari or a 918. If you want to see the 918 review that we did, check out the link here. I'll throw up a link. But this is kind of like a budget one of those, and so there's that desirability there. That's that you need for when cars are going to be appreciating. Again, it's a supercar. It's got a desirability. It's got that specialness about it, and it's actually got a very attainable price. So another reason why this is going to start appreciating is that it started out so affordably. This car MSRP, this exact one MSRP at about $200,000. Now, base MSRP for these was only about $160,000, $156 and change apparently, to be more exact. And this one right now, only about a year and a half out, is like I said, MSRP'd at almost 200K, and it's already down at 160. So you're gonna see this really steep depreciation curve in the first few years. I think it'll still keep going for a couple of years. Maybe these will get down into the 120s, maybe around 100 even, and then really flatten out and start to pick up. And now that'll be about 2 to 3 years from now. But you can already pick up some of these cars online. They're listed for in the 130s, 140s. This one a little bit higher, closer to 160, but still a phenomenal amount of value for money, a phenomenal amount. And again, the last portion of why this car is going to appreciate in value very soon is that it is a Japanese supercar. Now, Japanese supercars have the reliability, they have that built in the factory, and when you get a few years out, you're looking at MP4-12Cs, McLarens, things of that nature, and you put them up against an Acura NSX, and I almost guarantee to you that not only are the parts going to be more affordable, more readily available, but you're going to need to replace things on this car a lot less. So when you really start looking at the long-term ownership of a supercar from Japan, it just makes sense to go for something like this versus a comparable British, Italian, or well, that's about it. Comparable British or Italian supercar. I mean, that's all you'd want, is this or a Lambo or a Ferrari or a McLaren or whatever. So this is really going to represent a better value for money, and that's really going to bring up that demand. And as you know, supply and demand, not many of them made. Once that demand goes up for a good budget reliable supercar, values spike. Alright guys, well, I said we were going to drive the M4. And let me tell you a story about what happened here really quickly. So we went to check out the NSX. I told them, hey, look, I'm an engineer. I just moved back from California, and I'm in the market for a car in the next like 6 to 12 months. You know, looking for a sports car. And now it's not an NSX that I'm looking for necessarily, but you know what, I want to check it out because I want to give you guys some cool content. I want to let you guys know some cool stuff, see some cool cars. So we went out, we looked at them it's like, hey, come on, check out the NSX. Looked at it, made this video clip that you're watching right now, and then basically stiff-armed me on driving the M4. And was like, alright, well, we're gonna head out now. And like, basically no M4 drive, which is really disappointing actually. And so I think you can tell a lot about the quality of a dealership by how they treat you. on a day-to-day basis when you're not necessarily buying a car that day. And you know, so basically I want to let you guys know my experiences, because I'm going to all these dealerships all over Colorado, and I want to let you know where I've had a good experience and where I've had a bad experience. And so right now we're down in Colorado Springs, and going to the preferred pre-owned, the Acura down here. I would say that wasn't a bad experience. I wasn't getting pushed and shoved to buy a car, but by far not a great experience. Now I would say a great experience, the best experience that I've ever had at a dealership has been at the Porsche dealership here in Colorado Springs, and second place is the McLaren dealership in Denver. So if you guys are really looking for a supercar, hypercar, those are obviously my two recommendations. First is Porsche Colorado Springs, second is the McLaren dealership in Denver, Mike Ward McLaren. So that's just my feeling. We did get to check out the NSX though, so we still got some sweet video of that coming up here, so stay tuned. But I'm here at the Porsche dealership basically because it was right around the corner from that Acura dealership, and I just want to come in and honestly thank them for taking the time to talk with me and walk me through the cars when I just had such a weird, disappointing experience. So I'm gonna go do that and say what's up.